Hi everybody. It's now gone noon here sharp in NYC. So let's get started. We're at full capacity here today. Thank you everyone for joining. I know I've said this on previous calls and I'll say it again, but I genuinely appreciate and we do that the trust and the patience that has been placed with us. I do actually have some good news to share today, which we'll get to. I'm going to do just a preview of the audit update. I don't have an exact ETA on the timing of the audit report, but my discussion so far indicated that that is close to being produced. There'll be a few slides that cover that, but there is some very good news towards the end of this. So just the order of events for today. I'm going to go through the just a few summary updates from previous calls, and then end the call with what I believe will be very welcome news for our community at large, and something that we've been working hard on in the background to secure a meaningful amount of capital to be infused, which will be part of the recovery process, something that I'm obviously incredibly excited and relieved about. And there's been a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes to pull that together. Again, that's only part of the recovery, but I think everyone on this call will be should leave this call today very excited with that update. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully everyone can see that. Okay, so again, I'm going to go through some of these audit updates and then go through this agreement that we've reached on the capital infusion. So, all right, let's go here. First things first. Hopefully everyone can see my screen here. Let's discuss briefly the audit and recovery process. Obviously, we're continuing to move forward on that. We're currently going through some critical stages. Like I said, hopefully by the next call, I'll be able to share even more detail around that. But the discussions I've had thus far indicate to me that we're close and be able to produce that report in the near future, which will be published publicly for everyone to see. But again, the highlights of this call and what I'm focused about, we'll get to towards the end. The current focus obviously is to restoring access to our centralized exchange accounts, and then obviously completing the audit of our decentralized products, as well as finalizing and making publicly available the full audit report. Obviously, as we've said on previous calls, and I'll say today again, we're doing this methodically. We're doing this pretty carefully as a company, as to bring us to a gradual recovery and a position of strength moving forward within the AURUM ecosystem as a whole. So then let's first just touch on the centralized exchange accounts. Obviously, as you all know, and we've said before, there was a temporary freeze on several company accounts, which is obviously part of the ongoing situation. The team is currently completing the required procedures, behind that within the relevant platform to restore access to these accounts. So that is ongoing, and hopefully by the next call that we have, I'll be able to give you further transparency and insight into exactly where that stands and the exact, as I said, timing of said reports. Our DEX audit on the decentralized side is nearing its completion, which is great news. Again, all these reports will be made publicly available. We're in the final stages there. This included a full technical and security reviews, which are nearing the final stages and completion. And then obviously just some final remaining checks, and then full steam ahead from there. Obviously, following that process, then the necessary preparations are being made for a relaunch of our decentralized products in the near future. Still sticking to the timeline of the August, September, October timeline that I had discussed on the previous call. So that remains unchanged. But I would say the biggest takeaway from this is that I feel comfortable with the progress of said audit from the discussions that I've had. and I look forward to obviously seeing the completion of that, as well as the accompanying reports from the auditors. Again, jumped the gun a little bit there, but obviously a little bit excited on that front because it's pushing us closer to the good news I'm about to share. But this full audit report, which the finalization is in progress. Again, alongside the ongoing recovery work, which I'll touch on in a moment, full report is being finalized. Again, this is critically important. Once finalized, this report will be published, and obviously once the full review has been completed, and we will provide the entire community and just publicly, so everybody that cares to see it, with these results. So again, I know there were, I've had many conversations behind the scenes with communities, with partners, with obviously leaders at the company, with owners, and I think this is a critical step. Personally, I'm quite excited to get this report in hand, to review it myself, and then to discuss it live with you once we publish it. And then obviously, once this is there, all information will be shared alongside the report when it's ready for publication. I think a key takeaway from that is, again, to the timeline, that work is continuing, and parts of it are most certainly nearing completion. A big, that was one of the key reasons that we were able to access some of the capital, which I'm going to refer to in a few slides here. But this was obviously a key component of that. So things are moving cohesively, and this is obviously going to be a major milestone. And again, once it's publicly available to everyone in the community, we have a call to review and discuss. I think a lot of questions on that front should be answered, but I feel good based on the discussions that I've had thus far in terms of the progress of that, and the parties involved in actually executing that audit. Now, this is the most critical piece of today, and the one that I'm most certainly most excited about. Obviously, as part of the recovery process, we would need an infusion of capital, and we'll continue to need infusion capital once things have been fully recovered and restored, and folks have been made whole, and we can continue, as I've said before, moving and building stronger and better. But a partnership I'm incredibly excited to announce today is between AURUM and TAG Markets. Even though the logo can kind of look like ZAG, it's TAG Markets. I've got to talk to them about the logo. Excuse me. So I'll get to on a few of the next slides exactly the amount of initial capital that's going to be unlocked from that and be used as part of the recovery process. But I just want to talk to you a little bit about what the owners and leaders have been doing behind the scenes to secure this. And obviously, having the audit near completion was a critical component to getting to this stage. But TAG is a internationally regulated FX and CFD broker, which will be providing access to global trading markets. As you can see here, the partnership will support, obviously, our next stage of AURUM, as well as Neyro development, which I've discussed in the past. And this will include, obviously, the trading infra, the Orbit One, the new back office, which I've spoken about on the previous two calls, and obviously additional resources supporting the recovery process. So it's a very thoughtful, a very timely, very necessary, but a very complementary strategic partnership here alongside TAG. All right, so let's look at TAG in a little bit more detail here. TAG Markets is an international broker providing trading infra and access to global financial markets for our traders and what would be partners worldwide. Currently on the platform, it's about 500,000 traders, doing around 350 billion in monthly trading volume, has about 22,000 plus partners, IB partners. And then obviously, as we mentioned before, this is a global platform with a global footprint with access to really meaningful international markets. So it's obviously, as the tagline says here, and the name is TAG, but it's a global trading environment to support the traders, the partners, and provide scalable trading solutions. So again, I would say even without the challenges that we've had previously, this would be a notable strategic partnership. However, with what we've been through, this is a complementary and strategic partnership, but also serves as an invaluable resource for us as we look to recoup, remunerate, recover, rebuild, stronger and better than we were before. So a lot of folks have been working incredibly hard behind the scenes to secure this partnership. And I'll touch on in a moment around what the initial capital infusion will look like. But again, this is something we're excited about. And obviously, we wouldn't have been able to achieve this had we not reached the stage where we are in terms of our audit. And again, just touching briefly on the audit before I move forward, I will be excited to share with you when we have the complete and comprehensive report, and we'll give everyone a chance to go through that on their own, and we'll then do a call where I will walk through the report, the findings, as well as some really detailed next steps on that front. But again, we're talking about here an international regulated broker by way of TAG Markets. This partnership comes with a capital infusion into AURUM. And again, this will be to rebuild certain AURUM infrastructure, certain Neyro developments, as well as, and I'm going to double click on this multiple times, underline it, underscore it, expand it, but this comes alongside an initial infusion of capital, which will be a part of the recovery process. So what is that, and what does that amount look like? What does that initial amount look like, and what will I do? So as part of the recovery process, which is probably one of the main reasons folks are tuned in today and listening. And again, just to take a step back, the company and the owners here take very seriously, obviously, what has happened, and efforts are obviously being made daily to move as quickly, as efficiently, as methodically as possible. As part of that, it is about securing capital that will be used for the recovery process. So, the first headline number, and I assume this is going to be the first of many, but the first headline number here that we've got is 5 million, which should be dedicated into a trading account for AURUM. This will be used for trading initially as part of strategies to support the compensation of losses. So from this 5 million, and any profits from that, all that is going to be used towards the compensation, the remuneration, the recovery of losses, right? So, whilst 5 million might not be a mind-blowing figure, again, this is an initial amount and a very positive and a very exciting and good news step forward in terms of an actual, real physical capital infusion into the business, so that we can make every effort here to restore every single dollar that has been lost or frozen as part of the challenges that we had. Obviously, as the exact amount required for the recovery is determined, the trading account will be one of the resources supporting the broader recovery process. So again, the headline number to take away here is 5 million. This is an initial amount. This will be used to support the recovery process and the compensation of losses. So I'd say key takeaways, obviously, for today's call, there's not a significant amount to go to, but it is good news. We're edging closer and closer to the completion of the audit, for which there will be a detailed and comprehensive report. That report will be shared publicly. That report, once shared, will be accompanied with a call where we can walk through the findings once folks have had a chance to review and digest what it is. But again, and I stress this, a lot of the owners and partners behind the company here have really been taking every effort to secure partnerships like the one with TAG that will result in immediate capital infusion into the business, and that will result in really bolstering the resources required for a full recovery here. not a partial recovery, but a full recovery of lost funds as part of this. So although I can't see you right now, I'm here to talk to you. This is something that I was very excited about the progress we made on this. I knew it was going on. I wasn't in a position to share it until we had reached the closing stages of it, which is where we are now. And that is why today I'm very excited to share this as an initial part of the recovery process. That's $5 million. Would just be a part of the recovery here. And again, the goal here is to move as swiftly as possible to restore every dollar that was lost. But again, I wish I could give a cheers or a high five or something like that. This is a very positive step forward in terms of an infusion of capital alongside the completion of audit. Expect more partnerships like this, more infusions like this to get us back to black, if you will, and a position from where we can really rebuild and fully utilize the strength of the community that has taken such a long time before I was around to build. So again, I'm the one who gets to share this news with you. I've been tracking this closely. I knew this was coming, if you will, and what was being worked on, but wasn't in a position to share this until I knew it was at the stage where this is not a maybe, not an if, not a this, not a that. This is 100% happening. And these funds are being dedicated and allocated as part of this recovery process. So good news on that front all around. As part of the strategic partnership, right? Because it's not just a one-time infusion of capital, right? But this is looking to really share and cross-pollinate between the markets that TAG has access to and the products that TAG has access to, as well as the products that we have. So obviously one of the ones I'm excited about here is our Orbit One and TAG Markets collaboration. So obviously new infra Orbit One will be launched on the TAG Markets platform. So this is really good news if you read between the lines here. TAG spends a lot of time getting comfortable with Orbit One, with the algos, with the AI, with what we're doing. So Orbit One will form part of TAG Markets' global infra. Again, going back to the volume that they're doing, around 35 billion, the 22,000 IBs that they have, as well as the 500,000 plus traders who will now have full access to Orbit One. We obviously benefit greatly from that. So this will be, like I said before, this is an initial and a first step. I expect this collaboration to grow from strength to strength and to become very profitable for both parties. Ergo, very profitable for folks in our community and for this community at large. Basically, this partnership provides Orbit One with access to an established international broker or established international broker infrastructure as the product moves towards the next stage. So it's really putting Orbit One out there on the main stage, which will obviously benefit greatly from the returns from that. So not just a capital infusion, not just a recovery partnership, and not just a headline, as we see also oftentimes in crypto as a strategic partnership, but this is one that has teeth. And this is one that I personally am incredibly excited about, and I think it's the first of many that we look to announce here. Again, as we seek to get back to black, full recovery, and using strategic partnerships like the one with TAG to accelerate positioning in the global trading environment as a whole. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think part of any growing organization, right? It's critical to have the necessary support infrastructure and the institutionalized back office, if you will. The back office that we spoke about previously, this is actually going to be powered by the TAG Markets infra. So again, this collaboration and this partnership is going both ways, where they'll be using some of our technology. We will be able to benefit from the support and the resource infrastructure that they have in terms of back office. So this new back office will be introduced on the TAG Tag Markets Infra as part of the next stage of our platform development, which is exciting news when you've got a platform that is doing sort of that much volume and has the necessary institutional licenses, staff, support staff, and infra in place to be able to leverage that as we build that. It really is a win-win here. And the new environment will support Orbit One and the evolving trading infrastructure. Again, what does this mean? It will provide users with an updated interface for accessing the new ecosystem. We're really talking here about institutional level back office support, institutional level trading infrastructure powered by Tag Markets, leveraging the stuff that we do best, which is our trading algos and our AI or agentic AI bots. So again, just taking a step back, where are we today? We making progress on the audit. I'll be very excited once I can share the report with you. I think that'll put a lot of people and bring a lot of comfort to folks that are nervous. A lot of time is being spent on that by external parties. But most notably, though, this Tag Markets strategic partnership here is meaningful on a number of levels. First and foremost, a significant infusion of capital to assist in the recovery process, which is good news for everybody on this call, right? That's just not saying we're hoping to recover funds. We would love to recover funds. It would be nice to recover funds. This is saying we will recover funds. And this is a chunk of change that's going to be contributing towards that. And it's an initial amount, and it's the first of many. But then also, through strategic partnerships, what this does is it validates the technology that we had, but then also understanding where we're short or where we're shy, and what resources we don't necessarily have, whether it's back office, whether it's some of the institutional level tools that folks like Tag have. So being able to cross-pollinate with strategic partners is something that is going to be a critical part of our growth forward, right? Keep doing the things that we do well, but not trying to do everything ourselves, and leveraging institutional partners to support on that growth forward. So again, incredibly excited, and it's good news for everyone around. I'd love to give
amazing, Andrew. Sorry to jump in.
No problem, Ahmed.
It's a bit spontaneous, but I feel I just want to speak to my community. It's been a long time. Thank you very much for the amazing update. It is something I need to shout out loud to keep up the live communication to me personally and to every member of the community. Might be not super sexy for some people as a solution, but it's a beginning of something amazing. I want to thank Andrew again and the team for making this happen. And before I start talking, I need to speak to you in a 5 minute. I don't want to make this call any more longer. This solution, I want to thank HP, Tom, and some of the top leaders to push with Tag Market. It is one of the solutions, as Andrew mentioned, and I hope to continue supporting the resolving and the recovery of the seriousness of the situation was happened. I have to mention a few things, but before I start, I want to address the question, okay? Many of you have every right to ask, Ahmed, where have you been during the last few weeks? Okay, I know this question has been going around the corner, although top leaders, a lot of community members who have my direct contact, they've been contacting me. I've been available 24/7, but let me answer it in an official way, which might comfort you. Dear friends, family, my responsibility is marketing and community development. I'm not responsible for, unfortunately, cybersecurity, infrastructure development, custody, trading operation, or any kind of editing, okay? And for me, during an investigation of this seriousness, I didn't want to become another voice giving a technical explanation publicly. That is your main and my main concern is about, okay? So I've been on a side, watching, monitoring, pushing the team to give more clear statement to me personally, to my family, to my people, to everyone in this community, because I always say I'm from the community side. Okay, so I was pushing as much as possible to get a clear statement on what's happening, and I'm not interested to know anything extra than anyone. Okay, so that's why all the communication will be officially always transparent, as I push the company to be on the official Telegram channel. Although at the same time, guys, I've been discussing a lot of things in a small group, but at the meantime, I will be always to avoid any wishy-washy, shady things, communication. If I'll speak something official to the community, I will choose to speak it from the platform of the company, from the company Zoom, okay, to tell them what's going on and what is happening. Okay, so according to the information I get, which you guys have this level, and again, I want to thank Andrew for today update and information. Regardless, you see it bad, ugly, you like it, you don't like it, or you see it as a small percentage of recovery or something good. Me personally, I see it very good. I love, regardless how things is going, I respect the communication level happening to the community, okay, because I don't want to see the company or the team are running out of solution. Still, there is a lot of solution on the table. Again, thank you, HP. Thank you, Tom. I don't want to give the credit to myself. Thanks to all the top leaders who've been pushing for and helping to coordinate such a solution, which is going to be a beginning for a very, very positive things. Many questions I receive, I want their answer too from the company. And I believe the final auditing report can really fulfill a lot of questions and concern, okay? And at this stage, I really, really appreciate, guys, that you understand my role, my responsibility to be to make sure all our concerns and questions to be delivered clearly to the team, to the company, to all the roles there, that we need to deliver it, and my responsibility to deliver it very clearly so we can get the answers back properly, because this is a personal opinion. The auditing final report doesn't matter how ugly, bad, or good, it will be a very good things to get. So all of us, we understand where we stand, the level of damage, what is the expected solution beside today great announcement. Okay, I respect your opinion. You still have your personal opinion, guy. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Maybe you see it, it's small, it's big. For me, I see it in a positive way. There is an intentions to solve things. Hopefully it keeps going this way. And as I told you, my responsibility is, as I always, to do the marketing, which is now it's on hold. The contract between my marketing company and AURUM, it's on hold because we have nothing to do, honestly. So my responsibility will be representing the community and keep pushing to get more answers, more transparency, more clarity. I need to thank Andrew for his amazing job doing, coming up almost every week. It's not easy to give us all this update. I want to thank Shane Morand. I respect that he stepped down. Eventually, he has the same almost responsibility that I have. It's not a big effect on the background, but I still have a very big respect to him personally and being stepping out. So, and last but not least, I have a big trust on Brian Benson. Since the minute I met him in end of 2024, I remember when I got the chance to connect him with the AURUM company, and I was very happy, thrilled that he joined the company. This guy is an amazing in personal and professional level. He have a lot of experience, connections, inside, outside, and many different sources. And this is where I still believe that Brian can be able to help us to get more information on really what happened and what could be the suggested solution. That's why even last March, if you remember, guys, when Brian been in some health condition and he was about to leave, I was frustrated, angry, pissed off, because I believe this guy was one of the main pillar of having the dream. I didn't want it to end like many of you. A lot of life changes, many happiness, many good moments for all of us. Okay, so I believe deep inside me, the same. I believe you have the same feeling that this was hopefully still a great dream. We don't want it to end. So for me, was Brian is the main pillar to this dream to be going. And then he decided to stay silent, not to do it out of sudden, to not damage the project until the company decided a replacement. But later on, I was happy that the team informed me that Brian get back on track, motivated, he's keep going. And that's give me more hope, more motivation on the dream keeps going, this amazing company and people. The unfortunate things happened, okay, which is me personally or you were not happy about it. Many of you frustrated, angry, saying a lot of things left and right, understandable, but like kind of not acceptable. Okay, I cannot justify it, and it cannot be justified. Okay, but understandable. I can understand it because at the end of the day, we are all human. Okay, so big love to all the team, to all the community. Big love to Brian, bro. I trust that you and the team can get us the info we are looking for, and we keep hopefully we keep moving together, regardless how the damage is. I believe a great solution can make people stay on making things better for everyone. Okay, so I'm happy to talk to everyone, to you. I have nothing extra to say. Everything is communicated in the official channel. I don't want to have something extra. I want everything to be communicated, transparent, clear on the official channel. And again, if I will speak again, it will be through the Zoom of the company. So I'm not into any those very close private meeting asking me, Ahmad, do you know something? Are you sure? Guys, this is not the time to give my personal opinion on things. I'm also seeking the same information you are seeking, okay? But of course, I'm in touch in a daily basis with most of the leaders who are contacting me. Then I will be able also to say what I need to say to them, and hope the solution that provided today, it will be the beginning of many solutions to come. Big love and respect to you. As always, I love you so much, guys. I hope the best for all of us.